All right, again, I know this from your mailbag. Assuming the Browns move on from Joe Woods, and that's probably more likely than not at this point, but not a given. Who do you think they should hire?
Yeah, it's tough. You know who's going to be available, right? You don't know what kind of staff changes there are across the league. But I know that I would lean towards someone with a lot of experience. And I don't know if that guy will be available. I know there's some hot young guys that'll come up and they're position coaches elsewhere, and they're, trying to get their first chances to be a defensive coordinator. But if you're Kevin Stefanski and you're looking for that big jump from your defense, right, from the last couple of years, how do you take that big jump? To me, it's a lot easier to expect that if it's a guy that's had proven success in the league. I think about if Steve Wilkes, if the Panthers don't keep him, could you get him as your D coordinator? I know he's really respected in Carolina. He's been a D coordinator before, obviously been a head coach before even he was an interim head coach this year in Carolina. Gus Bradley, right? He was part of that staff with the Colts. Did not get the interim job. They gave it to Jeff Saturday. There's going to be upheaval in Indy. I kind of like his personality. He's been a head coach. Those are the two guys that jumped in my head. Mike Zimmer, I don't know if he'd be interested. I don't know how his relationship is with Kevin Stefanski after they worked together for so long. But he's a guy that is vocal, is experienced. And I think it's got to be somebody that runs the 4-3 because you don't want to change what Myles Garrett does. And Myles Garrett is not a 3-4 linebacker, and I don't think he's not a 3-4 linebacker, and I don't think he's a 3-4 end. I think he's the prototype 4-3 end, and I just would not want to mess with that at all.
Yeah, I would agree. I would like the defense to be a little more aggressive and play to the strengths. You've got fast linebackers, you've got guys that can cover man, and you got to go get a free safety, and then you got safeties that can come up and hit. You need some defensive tackles and a free safety, and then you can go be aggressive and go crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that about being aggressive because I do think that is part of the plan, or would be part of the plan with whoever they got, would be more aggressive. And, and if you have the corners that you've invested in, right, you think you got 3 big-time corners, then maybe you blitz more. Maybe you really do go put a bunch of pressure on the quarterback to make decisions because you feel like you can cover. So I do think that's part of it. And I think the other switch, and I don't even think this is Joe Woods' fault, I think it was organizationally, is they went light at defensive tackle and inexperienced, and it burned them multiple times. And maybe there's a shift there that can be made where you say, yeah, let's go get one run stopper and see what kind of difference that can make.